a long time, I think we've really been looking forward to a Mass Effect killer. That doesn't sound right, does it? A challenger to the Mass Effect universe. I think that this, where am I pointing? This actually could be it. It's called Exodus, and I'm sure some of you have probably heard of it before. There have been quite a few videos on YouTube about it where you've been seeing various aspects of gameplay in most cases, but a lot of it's been pre-rendered trailers. There was a developers Q&A kind of event that took place recently, but I don't really want to focus on that. I just want to give you a sense of what the story is about and how I actually think that this could be something very special. So, for those of you who don't know, Exodus is really a story about human travels across the universe. They set up a basic premise, which is all about the concept of the traveler. Let me just go to the traveler section here. You are the traveler. Now, what's actually happened is that the human race has left Earth and it's moved out to the stars, you know, the typical stuff about the Earth dying and what have you. And they've been trying to populate new planets. Now, some have made it to planets and have, you know, basically sent out a signal to the rest of the human fleet, for want of a better term. This is the planet that you can come to. Now, because of time dilation, and I should point out, time dilation is a massive part of this game. This is the idea that, you know, when you're traveling at speed, time slows down for you. So by the time that these human spaceships get to this habitable planet, it's been thousands of years and humanity has evolved into what they refer to as the Celestials, who now look down on these human beings who've arrived and have basically said, you can't settle here, go off and try and find somewhere else to live. And so as the traveler, this is what you've basically got to do. Now, one of the pre-rendered trailers that you can find on YouTube is showing you, or at least it's detailing some of the stuff that the traveler does and some of the pitfalls as well. So you play as a traveler. You can see humanity's last hope. You are Jun, the heir of Orion Aslan, a legendary traveler from the world of Leiden, I don't know. Anyway, the point being that these travelers are responsible for collecting technologies across different planets and essentially just trying to ensure that humanity's got somewhere safe to live. Now, what makes it even more interesting, I mean, if we come here, we can see that these are the Celestials here. That's what humanity evolved into, and they don't really like other humans. So I'm guessing that they are going to be the real baddies in this game. But one very important thing that happens in this game is the concept of the Silicats. And now, you know, as a scientist, let me just see if I can find that particular section there. Where's it gone? Is it in gameplay features? Where you find out about, no, it's not there. Hold on a second. Let's go to Traveler's Companions. I'll talk about Traveler's Companions. These are the people you're going to be journeying with as you try and uncover new technologies, go to new planets and so on. You can see that it's not complete. I mean, the game is still in development, and what's obviously going to happen over time is that these additional characters are going to be revealed. But the ones who have been revealed, you can see Tom Vargas. This is one character that you can see in one of the trailers. There's his backstory right there, which I won't read through right now. There's another character, Elise Charoux. Clearly, she's going to represent the tank. And she's got some sort of battle suit going on there. So you've got these different characters that are going to be a part of the game. Now, just going back to the concept of the silicates, because they are pretty important. They're pretty important because essentially what happened is that these silicates, and we're not too sure where they come from, but they have the ability to bond with certain humans, and that makes the human basically a superhuman. They've got these additional powers, strengths, and all these other things. And that's going to be important for the battle with the Celestials and other beings throughout the galaxy. So that's rather interesting. You've also got this thing about the Awakened as well. Let me see if I can find that. Let's just come here. Yep, you've got these Awakened, which they appear to be augmented animals. They've also been altered in certain ways and have evolved to either be a help or a hindrance. So that's kind of, I'm going to say that's kind of weird, but it is what it is, I suppose. But, you know, going back to the concept of the silicates, I think this is rather interesting because, again, a little bit like Mass Effect, this is where your character gets the ability to use these additional, abilities, which, of course, I would imagine there will be some sort of skill advancement within the game where you can gain more skills and, as a consequence of that, be able to do other things. So I think that's going to be quite interesting. Another big thing, I'm coming over here now, is this thing called the Elohim. Elohim? I don't know. Anyway, they're commonly referred to as the gates of heaven. Now, quite honestly, this is right out of Mass Effect because they're basically portals. And again, you can see some of this in one of the trailers where you have the ability to travel from one point in the galaxy to another point in the galaxy almost instantly. So it's some alien technology. Again, we've got the story, the backstory at least, as to where these come from. But you can see quite here, the Elohim, the gates of heaven, a network of pathways linking all the various systems of the cluster. Before the gates, interstellar journeys were dangerously unpredictable and prohibitively expensive and inefficient. So we've got a very, I suppose it's a quick travel way across the galaxy. Very, very interesting indeed. Now, to help prepare us for this game, which I think is actually going to be quite interesting, there is Secret Level. Now, if you've not heard about Secret Level, it's a TV show that's going to be available on Amazon Prime. One of the stories is going to focus around Exodus, which is very interesting considering that apparently the game is nowhere near ready for release, but we're going to get some kind of backstory that does also feature some of this time dilation. We're going to see at least the effects of that. So that'll be interesting to see as well. I'm looking forward to this. Like I said, I've been yearning for something that can stack up against Mass Effect. I've got nothing against Mass Effect. I absolutely love it. Okay, but we want something of that quality, and it appears as though Archetype Entertainment, who are the developers of this, owned by Wizards of the Coast, I should just point that out, are really taking their time to develop a very interesting story that I'm excited to see once it's all complete. I've always been a sci-fi fan. I love fantasy as well, but I've always been a big sci-fi fan. That's why Mass Effect was so important as a game. So there's a lot to look forward to in terms of all of this, and I really would encourage you to keep an eye on Exodus as time goes by. We don't have a release date. I'm not expecting to see this in 2025. It would appear as though they've got a lot of development to complete. Quite frankly, I'm thinking 2026, but we will see. If it were going to come out in 2025, it would be very late in the year, but I'm not really thinking that that's going to happen anyway. What are your thoughts? What do you think of this game? You can add your comments below, and we'll certainly be talking more about this as time goes by. I will be posting some gameplay in relation to the Veilguard very soon. I realize I haven't. I just wanted the release stuff to just calm down, and it hasn't really to any great extent, but I will be posting something very soon. Till then, bye-bye.